Hi, guys.
Hello.
Welcome to Daughter Diaries, episode 6. This is a Christian podcast where I just talk about my relationship with Jesus, give you guys some advice. I'm 23. I just moved out and I'm in a new city. And so, what better way to enter into this new season than to do a podcast with my roomie, my bestie? This is Aubrey.
Hi, guys. Happy to be here.
This is our new space. If you're watching on YouTube, we love it so much. We are so blessed, and this was definitely a long time coming. We just feel grateful, and I feel like the transition moving from Ohio to North Carolina has been great.
It's been the best.
It's been so good. We've met really cool people, and we're kind of obsessed with it here. Yeah. Not gonna lie. But Aubrey, this is so spontaneous. I did not set her up for this. But do you just want to say a little bit about you?
Oh, sure.
Like, who is Aubrey?
Who am I?
Who is Aubrey?
Okay, first off, I am a daughter, not only of our Heavenly Father, but I'm the oldest of 3 siblings, 3 kids. So I feel like that's kind of a big part of my life. Mm-hmm. Came to know the Lord, truly know the Lord, 5 years ago, almost 5 years ago, but grew up in the church, and it's just been a blessing to get to know Him better and develop a really sweet relationship with the Father. So yeah.
Hey, that's so good. You're going to get to know her a lot throughout this episode. We have a lot of questions that you guys asked us actually on Instagram. So shout out to the Instagram homies. You guys can follow me at Love Note to Jesus. And then Aubrey, what's your at?
At Aubrey McCoy with 3 Y's at the end.
Yeah. Go look us up, follow along so you guys can see more of our moving content and what the Lord's taking us through in our day-to-day walk. Yeah. Okay, let's get into the questions. The first one is, what did it look like for God to prompt you to move? That's like a hefty question. Not gonna lie.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Do you want to answer first or do you want me?
Yeah, I can go.
Okay.
Well, I feel like from an early age, I always said that I was gonna live by the beach. My family is big beach goers, so yeah, I think the Lord just instilled that in my heart from a very early age. But then I went to college only 30 minutes away from where I live, ended up moving back home and did online. And so I kind of like didn't ever see it happening for me. And then the Lord was just like, hey, I feel like you're kind of done here for a season. I don't know what that's going to look like in the future, but He was pushing me out of my comfort zone, and I knew that His calling for me to move was happening. So yeah, there was a lot of peace behind it, but a lot of encouragement from the Lord, and knowing that He was going to stretch me and build my faith in a new city. So yeah,
that's good. I feel like that was a very similar thing for me as well. Like, I did online college, didn't really get to experience anything new in that season. And so I think I've always had this desire to get out of my comfort zone, get out of the place that I knew, because I knew that it would stretch me a lot. I am somebody who definitely relies on comfort to lead my path oftentimes. And I hate just like stepping out and making myself uncomfortable. But following Jesus, that's like every single day. And so, yeah, that led me to do online. I think just the fear of man, fear of the unknown was what kind of held me in my hometown just a little bit. And so I feel like it says in Psalm 37:4, delight yourself in the Lord and He will give you the desires of your heart. And I felt like the more that I was clinging to the Lord, the more that I felt the push to step out. And I felt like that was actually like a physical move for me. I think it's really cool when you think about like even the Israelites, the Lord took them out of Egypt and He led them with a cloud. And so it's almost like my cloud was shifting and I needed to be under it in the Lord's direction. Yeah. And so, they were stagnant. They were enslaved in Egypt. I was not, but I felt like I was becoming complacent just because I was comfortable and I just want to be stretched. And so, yeah.
That's
Even
so
though even
good.
though we could be in the wilderness sometimes,
Yeah.
with that, like being out of what they knew as comfort, like when they
Mhm.
were in the wilderness, they were like Moses, like I actually want to go back to
Yeah.
the land that
I was
I was
enslaved
actually
in.
enslaved in. Yeah. And so it can be tough, but I think there's so much fruit in it and there's a
Mhm.
promised land that the Lord gives us. So
That's
yeah.
good.
Okay. The next one is really fun. What do you look for in a good church?
You want to go
Yeah,
first?
I'll go first. I feel like the first thing that I look for, honestly, like the first interaction that I have,
Mm.
I feel like the doorkeepers and the people who like usher you in have the most impact on me personally. I'm
Yeah.
just like, oh, they like smiled at me. They made me feel
Mhm.
at home. They made me feel welcome. And so I feel like that has a really big impact. But also like the pastor, he needs to say the name of Jesus. He needs
Mhm.
to at least give like the direction of how to get saved and share the full gospel. I think in every
Yeah.
message is important, because you never know who comes in the doors and you don't know what sheep you're going to get.
Yeah.
And so I think that's also important. I've tried to stay away from like preferences of worship and stuff.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I think that as long as the pastor is teaching and he's actually teaching the word of God,
Yeah.
I think that's just like the biggest thing for me. I don't have too many other things in a good church other than a good shepherd and some good sheep.
That's good. I would say those things as well, along with like I like when a good amount of scripture is, presented, because then I'm able to go home and reflect on that and, relate it to the season that I'm currently in. Um, and then I think I I really like discipleship and having like small groups to be plugged into. So that's really important too.
That's good. That can lead us into the next question: advice for finding Christian friends in new places. Get plugged in.
Yeah.
That is like the number one place where you're going to find other believers is
Mhm.
through churches, small groups, or worship nights or whatever. Like just say yes to things. I think that's
Yeah.
what I've had to learn. Like I need to not go with my comfortability and
Mhm.
actually like step out of what I know and
Yeah.
actually like say yes to a coffee date or like yes to being the inviter friend, because I don't know, sometimes we like to just sit around and waiting. We shouldn't do
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
That's true. I think too, something that one of my friends told me back home before moving was to go to like the same place every day around the same time and encounter those people that are there. There's been a coffee shop that we've gone to a few times, and I feel like we've seen like a lot of the same faces, and we might have not talked to all of them yet, but um, hopefully we'll build up the courage to do that soon. But yeah, I think going to places like coffee shops or thrift stores, like places that you would share the same interests as like with a friend, you can meet some really cool people there. So
Yeah. And yesterday at our Bible study, they were really encouraging us for that to be like our well place, our place
mhm.
where we can make it honestly a breeding ground for the Lord and the
Yeah.
gospel to be like sown into. And so, yeah, I don't know. I'm really encouraged by the fact that like we are getting to know
Mhm.
some of the people, some of the regulars at the coffee shops, because I think that that then opens up a doorway
Yeah.
for Jesus to come in
Yeah.
and be in our new little community. Okay. What do both of you hope to accomplish or achieve in this next season or this new season?
um,
Hmm.
for me, I would say like just going deeper with the Lord. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like when you first come to know the Lord, you're like on this spiritual high and you're just like going, and that goes like up and down all the time. But I feel like the last year or so I've been pretty like stagnant, and I'm just excited to be pushed out of my comfort zone, excited to meet new people, and excited for the Lord to like fill me up with confidence and boldness to go and talk to random strangers on the street for him. Um, I'm really excited to just know our Father better and to become a better daughter.
Hey, that's so good. I think for me, I definitely have been seeking to be stretched.
Mm-hmm.
I think just growing up in like a smaller hometown, I
Mm-hmm.
always felt like I had to be the one to, start the Bible studies, lead my friends, like all these
Mm-hmm.
things. And so I'm really hoping to accomplish like getting poured into and being discipled,
Yeah.
having mentors, like all of those things so that I
Yeah.
can be a better daughter and be a better steward of the word of God. That's for
Mm-hmm.
sure. And some other like maybe earthly things, maybe some of my hobbies. I hope to accomplish becoming a surfer.
Surfing. That's
Um,
huge.
we have a really funny story actually from last night. Guys, these two girls were sitting at the end of the table. So like
This
maybe
is
the
our first
hearing
time at Bible
wasn't as
study
good.
too.
Yeah, first time at Bible study. It was their first time too, so like the awkward conversations were like already stirring.
Yeah. Little.
And they were talking about how they were servers,
Like waitresses.
but we took it as surfers. And I said, "Oh, can you teach us?" And they're like,
They just like
"Yeah."
looked at us.
And then our friend JC was like, "You guys want to be servers? Like you're looking for a server?" And we're like, I like look, yeah, and I was like, "Are you?" I was so confused. And then we looked at each other and we were like, "That's guys, our washer and dryer is so loud, so loud."
Turn it off because it's gonna go off again.
You're right.
Okay.
You're right. And our microwave, nothing. There's no beep when it's done, and that's like the one thing that we kind of want notice on.
Yeah,
So yeah, thanks for doing that.
You're welcome.
But yeah, we said that we want to be servers. Like we need to be better at that. But it was just really funny. But I do hope to become a surfer while I'm here. Might as well. Like I feel like when I'm old and have kids and they're like, you lived in a beach town where surfing was the thing and you didn't learn to surf, like that's lame. So
Yeah. No, I'm gonna be a surfer.
yeah, I think Jesus would have surfed and if he lived here. Because he was on this earth. Yeah, Jesus is surfing in heaven. That's for sure.
No, I'm gonna learn.
What else? Oh, I also want to push out a lot more content. I feel like I'm very inspired here because how can you not be when it's like beautiful out all the time?
It's so good.
So yeah. More fit checks are to come. Oh, this one's cute. How did you guys become friends? You should tell this story because I don't really know.
I don't really know either. We say the same thing.
I know.
Okay, so we grew up in the same town our whole lives. We went to the different schools. There were only 2 schools in our little town, and we kind of like crossed paths through sports and things, but we never really talked. And then the Praise House, if you guys remember,
shout out.
They had like their revival night at our church, and my mom was like, "You should go," and I was like, "I'm not going to that." Like,
shout out your mom.
No, yeah,
bro,
my mom's the best. But she was like, "You should go," and we kind of bickered, but I ended up going. Jesus saved my life there.
Yeah, he did.
Praise. And so then I started attending that church, and it became my home church, which was Mac's church, and then we just kind of became besties.
Found each other in the pews.
Yeah. She was there. And then church camp, I feel like that's kind of when we got a lot closer.
Yeah, that's true. Because I really didn't know you before your first Holler Rock.
Nope.
It's like, oh yeah, like she's gonna be in the youth. She's cool. She's whatever.
She's by herself.
Yeah, that's how we became friends, and the rest was history.
Yeah.
Now we're roomies. What's something you didn't expect when rooming with someone? / like something new? I don't know. I think you're pretty much the same. Like I knew that you would be like clean and stuff. I'm trying to think.
I knew that you like cooked a lot.
Oh.
And like have a lot of recipes just from like seeing your little clips and everything. But she cooks a lot.
I do. I don't like eating out.
Cooks a lot, but like she'll make dinner.
It's not the most elaborate.
Breakfast. Yeah. Just a lot of little like recipes here and there, and they're all so good. So she's teaching me.
She can cook too.
She's teaching me that. I'm gonna be a better wife because she's teaching me these things. So
I'm gonna be a better wife because you've taught me how to make like chicken well.
Oh. You're welcome to
Yeah,
Mac's future husband.
she's the chicken master. I'm like
chicken.
I can do the ground beef, I can do the whatever.
Salmon.
Oh, but you're not the pork chop. Who was gonna tell us that pork chops were like salty, super salty?
No one.
Nobody told us that.
So that's not my fault.
Yeah, you're gonna have a redemption story.
Yeah.
Oh, that she doesn't have very many socks because this woman literally came out the other day
true.
and she's like, I have to do laundry because I have no socks. And I'm like, I don't have. I'm like, you can borrow some. You can actually have some of mine. You can come pick some so you can have some more.
Thank you. I have like really tall ones, but I feel like I'm wearing my dad's socks, so like I don't wear them.
True. So like once you're done with the ones that you like, you're like, I can't. I'm not wearing my other ones.
Yeah. Like
I do that sometimes too.
That's something new about you too. I feel like I do a lot of laundry.
And I do none.
Yeah,
I do one once a week.
This is her second load.
It is.
And we've been here for like
because I fill it and then I do it. And it was all like workout stuff though.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Love that.
How did you realize you two wanted to be roommates?
Aww.
I don't know. It kind of just happened. Like Aubrey one day texted me when I was on a trip and she's like, I'm moving with you. And I was like, fire. And then that was it. It was kind of like, okay.
I was like,
we didn't have to talk anymore about it.
Yeah. But I was like, I hope I didn't like, I don't know. I was like, maybe Mac doesn't want a roommate. And I just made myself a roommate.
Honest, I didn't. I remember, like, I was like, oh, like, I'm definitely not rooming with a random person. I'm going to have to get my own place. But then I'm like, that's so expensive. And so I feel like at that time, I wasn't truly serious about moving out. Mm-hmm. But then you messaged me and I'm like, oh, I could do that.
Yeah. I was ready to move the next week. And that was true. Like a year and a half
ago. That's true. That is very true. Favorite thing about living together? Other than the fact that like we both love Jesus and we try to radiate that in our home, I feel like it's just easy to live with Aubrey because she's clean. Yeah.
She's clean.
I feel like that's a big thing. I think a lot of roommates, they say like the biggest conflict is like they don't do the chores. They don't like pick up after themselves. I think that we get along well because of that.
I think even if like either one of us didn't pick up something or a few things, it doesn't bother me to pick things up. Like I just like cleaning.
Yeah.
So I think that, and just the fact that like we love Jesus and we want to know him better. So worship music is playing in the mornings. We're reading our Bibles. And I think that's just really encouraging because there are some mornings where I wake up and maybe I don't want to get up and read my Bible, but I already hear Mac out here and she's got the worship music on and I'm like, okay.
Gotta do it.
I gotta go sit with the Lord first.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're very similar. And so I feel like that's my favorite thing too. It's like, oh, Aubrey obviously wants to come get coffee. Aubrey obviously wants to go to the beach. So that also helps having the same preferences.
Yeah.
How to have a good relationship as roommates. I think that's kind of like any relationship. I think just like putting Jesus in the center. And if you don't know Jesus, you should definitely get to know him because he helps stewarding friendships like more than anybody. I think obviously we've only been living together for like 2 weeks and we're going to probably have some bigger mints and things. I rebuke that actually.
Me too.
Honestly.
I don't really think we will.
I don't think we will either. And so,
I don't think we will.
Yeah, honestly, if you're prioritizing Jesus, that's going to flow into your horizontal lives. And so, like, just go be with him if you feel a conflict coming on.
Yeah.
Just say, I need some time and space. Yeah, I don't know. Do you have anything for that?
I think just, wait, what was the question?
How to have a good relationship as roommates.
I think just being, like, honest. I think it does start first with like just having a good friendship, and before that is like having Jesus in the center of your friendship. But I don't know. I think sometimes with some people it's like harder for me to bring stuff up, but with Mac I'm just like, hey, like this is how I'm feeling. I think also if we need our own space, we just kind of go into our own rooms, and it's not like,
and we just like no.
Yeah, we just like no. I'm like, okay.
Oh, I haven't seen Mac in like 2 hours. Fine.
No, it's easy.
Yeah, that's true. True. Our nighttime routine.
Oh,
I
this is another thing I learned something new about Mac. She
What?
like you're very put together at night, which I think I kind of
Mm.
knew. Like she'll come out not every night in matching PJs, but I'm literally wearing.
That is true. I noticed that with the gym too. Sometimes I'm wearing like a set or something, and
Not
then
me.
Aubrey's like running shorts, t-shirt,
That's just
nothing
like
else.
how it was for me in
Yeah.
high school too. Like
Mm-hmm.
find what you can, put it on, like
Yeah.
shorts and a t-shirt. And that's what I always time for bed.
Okay,
too.
so let's go through your nighttime routine from like 7 to lights out.
Oh, 7 to lights out.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be maybe what you've been doing here. It could just be like, this is my ideal nighttime.
Like what I want it to be.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you
Okay,
guys.
yeah, be honest.
So I feel like I'll do when we get here. Like when we move
Yeah,
here.
okay.
When I got here, usually I'll go put on my comfy clothes, which are running shorts and a t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And then I might come out, have a little snack. And then
late night snack.
And we usually have been sitting on the couch watching Claim to Fame.
Oh, Love is Blind UK.
Love is Blind UK, because we already finished Love is Blind
Yeah.
USA. Then so we'll watch that, and I think we both have like FOMO, so we won't go to bed until one of us is like,
Oh yeah.
okay, like I'm ready for bed, and then I'll go.
You're like, me too.
Yeah, me too. I'm so tired. Could barely keep my eyes open.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Which is crazy, because whatever. So then I go and brush my teeth and pop my retainer in, wash my face. And then I need to get better about this, but lately I've just been turning on Keeping Up with the Kardashians when I lay in bed, and I fall asleep to that. I need to like turn on
so
worship
funny.
music or something. But that's my nighttime routine.
I love that. Mine starts with I get in comfies. I do my face and stuff when I get in my comfies. And so, or I'll like get my shower, which I've been taking a lot of nighttime showers recently.
I do shower too.
Yeah, Aubrey doesn't shower actually.
I do shower. That's so gross.
Yeah, she actually does shower. And then I wash my face. I'll grab like my gua sha or something, and then I'll usually come out to the living room and I'll do that. And then I'll get my sweet treat, and then I'll come sit on the couch and we'll watch our show. We're like a married couple.
It's
like
true.
watch our show at night, and then I'll go into my room, and I'm trying to get better about this also. I'm trying to read my Bible before I go to bed instead of watching a show on my projector. But I have been watching Good Mythical Morning. I got back into that, and so love that. I literally like I probably get 2 minutes in and then I fall asleep,
which is crazy.
Which is really crazy.
There's this guy at the church that we've been going to, and
he looks
like Rhett.
Yes, he looks exactly like Rhett. Like
crazy.
I had to do a double take. Yeah, that was really cool. But yeah, that's my little nighttime routine. It's really fun and fresh. Oh, no. The other night, we should get better about this too. We painted, and it was really fun.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to crochet. So I've been doing that a couple nights, but I finished my project, so now I have to do something else. But yeah, I need to start.
That's like what you said, like a hobby that you want to do while you're here. I want to watercolor more. Like take it to the beach.
That's true. Get our cup and fill it up with the water. Yep, we're doing that. We should do that with your sister. Her sister and her friend are coming in tomorrow, and we're really excited.
I'm so excited.
Our first guests. Do y'all ever battle with jealousy? Loaded, bro. I feel like I used to a lot in like high school and stuff, but now I'm like, jealousy's so stupid.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're created to be you. I'm created to be me. The Lord loves us both. Why am I jealous?
Real.
Like, I don't know. I think it just starts with comparing, and I'm like, I'm not doing that anymore. Cut that out of my life. Cut that branch off of my vine, because I am not abiding in that. And so, I don't know. I don't really struggle with it. And I don't know. It was a podcast that I listened to one time. And they were like, if you have like jealousy between like you and a friend, like why would you ever confront that almost if the other person's not doing anything?
Yeah.
which I'm like, that's such good advice because it's like if I like am semi jealous of like what Aubrey's wearing, what Aubrey's doing, like why would I confront her in that when it's like she's just like being her?
Yeah.
And so that's like something that you have to truly deal with on your own and like don't let that fester into something different. Um and so maybe that can be a little advice for somebody who's dealing with that. But yeah, I think we're also, I guess I'll put it like between us. I think we also have our similarities, of course, but we also have like our differences of like even jobs and things like that. And so it's like there's no where that jealousy can even like creep into each other.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
I don't know if that makes sense.
I think I also like dealt with it in high school in like different ways, but I think now I'm really grateful to be in that space where I'm like the Lord is good. I know the Lord and I have breath in my lungs and that's really all like I need. So.
Yeah. That's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a no at the moment, but that's only because of the grace of the Lord. Like truly that changed my mind. I am renewed. What do you guys like to do together? We like to read our Bibles. Yeah. Like separately but together. Yeah. Yeah. You got a coffee shop.
Photography.
Yeah, we do that together. Go follow Film Good Fruit.
That's
fun. Our business.
It's so fun.
Yeah,
and that's something that I'm also looking forward to while we're here.
Me too. We like to shop. I love to shop with Aubrey because she just like says, "Yeah, I get it." Like it's whatever. Yeah. You used to do that a lot. Like it was like money's gonna come back, and I'm like,
well, I'm like, if you die tomorrow, like,
would you be sad if you didn't get this?
Well, it's just like your money, like you're not taking your money.
Yeah, it's the Lord's money, so it's like, we can't get too rich.
I'm still kind of like that now, but like I have to be a better steward.
Yeah, I think you're a better steward. I've seen that fruit in you.
Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, but we like to do that. We like to thrift. We like to watch shows. What did you say? What did I miss that? What did you say? Oh yeah. Yeah.
Coffee shops.
Coffee
I'm
shops.
teaching Mac how to make coffee.
Yes. Yeah.
That's been fun.
Maybe I'll make some later. Work on my art. I've been watching videos. People told me to watch YouTube videos. Yeah. They said you just need to watch a lot.
That's what I did too.
Oh, see, maybe I'm gonna do a heart today. I'm gonna have to do some research after this. True. Yeah, we just kind of do literally everything together. So, yep, that's the best. Okay, and then the last question. I don't even know how long we've been going. Oh, not very long at all.
Okay.
We're gonna end with some advice for roomies, which that's a really broad little question.
Yeah.
But
I think we could even tie it into like if you're still living at home.
Oh, yeah.
Like with your
You should talk to that.
I will talk to that.
You better talk to that, girl.
I think if you're still living at home with your parents and maybe you have some siblings, I think just asking the Lord for patience towards the end of like knowing for certain that I was moving, like my lease was coming up and it was about to start. I was really emotional. Oh, I don't want to get emotional now, but just thinking like this may or may not be like the last time I lived with them. So I think just stewarding that well, like caring for them. Maybe you have to remind yourself of like, hey, this isn't going to be forever. So just be grateful that you have that for right now, and be grateful because I think that there are some people who it's so easy for them to move away because they don't have a good like home life or good parents or good siblings, and we definitely take a lot of that for granted. So I think just asking the Lord for patience. I know as we get older it can be more difficult and our parents just want what's best for us, and they've already walked through this like season that you might be walking through, but also like give them grace because it's their first time living as well. Yeah. And for my situation, I was the first kid to move out. So, yeah, just give them grace and ask the Lord to give you grace and just patience and gratitude. And be a servant while you're at home. I know everyone's situation is different, but I was working part-time jobs, so I could clean and do dishes and run groceries and do all of those things. And I found it to be a blessing that I could help my parents in that way.
Yeah, that's really good. Ecclesiastes 3:1 says, "There's a time and a
Mm-hmm.
season for everything under the heavens." And I feel like I really
Mm-hmm.
clung to that verse when I felt like all of my friends were already in their big jobs after college and they had maybe already like begun the next chapter. And I felt like I was kind of stuck in a way of like, oh, I really don't even know what I'm doing. I don't know
Yeah.
where the Lord's going to call me. But I just knew that the Lord had purpose in it, and I feel like now I can like look back and be like, wow, like those were really precious years of preparation for
Yeah.
me to then. I feel like we just keep saying like it was the smoothest transition to get to
Mm-hmm.
this season, and that was only because we were diligent in the time spent in our last season. And so it was a really good like just time for us to be with our families more.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think when I think of like my relationship with my mom, it grew so much because I was the only sibling in the house at
Wow.
that time. And like she always jokes with me. She's like, "Oh, you're my best friend," like because
Mm-hmm.
I got to spend the most time with her
Yeah.
just alone. And so I would not take that back for the world. And so if you are somebody who is maybe discouraged in the place where you are, just know that like if you are abiding in the vine, if you are seeking the Lord's face
Mm-hmm.
through it, he is going to use it for his glory, and he is going to like establish so much purpose in it. I had seasons where I kind of took them for granted. I didn't understand what the Lord was doing. And so I didn't allow for his work to be done in my life during that time because I
Mm-hmm.
thought it was wasted. But no, like the Lord cares for us so deeply
Yeah.
and he's such a good dad. And he just loves spending time with us. And no matter what season you're in, if you're on the drought, if you're on the tips of the mountaintop, like the Lord is there with you.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so much purpose in it, even if you don't understand it.
Yeah.
Just keep seeking Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to read this verse in Isaiah 43:18 and 19. It says, "Do not remember the former things, nor consider the things of old. Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall you not know it? I will even make a road in the wilderness and rivers in the desert." I
Mm-hmm.
think when we are on the side of a new chapter, a new season, the Lord allowed for what was done in the past to like be in the past, and that we can now grab forth this new season with confidence, and we can believe that like we're in the new thing that the Lord
Mm-hmm.
is bringing us in, and that don't put like fresh wine into old wineskins.
Yeah.
And that if you are still stuck at home, please take the most advantage of it because it
Yeah.
is so precious. Like Aubrey has such cool testimonies of just being able to, share her love for Jesus with her family, which has been really tender.
Mm-hmm.
But just know that like a new thing is coming, and there's confidence in knowing that the Lord is like already in the future. Since we talked to all girls on all sides, we can now give you guys some advice for the new season, the new thing that the Lord is taking you into. If you guys are like us and you have a roomie, I feel like the best advice that I could give you is allowing each other to have space, but also be like sharpeners for each other. I
Mm-hmm.
think it could be easy to just like exist with one another,
Mm-hmm.
but how cool is it to just like do life with each other? Like Jesus did life with his people, and just like challenge each other in the best way possible to, then be able to go out of your apartment and be the lights of the world like we're
Yeah.
called to be. Like give each other some flavor
Yeah.
and
Add some salt.
yeah, add some salt to your life, bro. You're so bland. But yeah, I don't know. Like the Lord literally changed our lives.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why we exist with each other is because the Lord is in it.
Yeah.
And
That's crazy.
yeah. I know. You were born for such a time as this. Amen. Bye. Like a really hefty question.
Yeah.
That's like the best advice I got, people.
I
As your
think
big
it's just
sis.
harder because like we're so similar, so we don't really have like
Yeah.
issues.
This was a bad episode, Phil. we need some rubbing against each other.
I just no, Lord, please.
But take this as like a testimony of like good Christian-centered friendships can happen for you if you are praying.
Yeah. My mom constantly reminds me like friendships should not be draining. They shouldn't be confusing. Just like like the Lord is not confusing. So I think take that into consideration. I think just doing like little things to be helpful. Like I think we're really good at this when we're cooking dinner. If one of us is cooking dinner, the other one's doing dishes, or we're like getting the plates ready, things like that. Like I don't know. Just ask yourself, what would Jesus do? He didn't
come to be served, but to serve. You're living with a child of God. How are you gonna steward that?
Are you asking me that? Or are you asking me that?
I mean, I'm gonna leave that open to you guys.
Rhetorical.
Yeah. Oh my, I was gonna. Oh, I always think of the verse where it talks about how honey is good, but like too much honey can make you sick. And so like be somebody's good honey that they can like come to you and not get tired of your presence because you're too much. So like be a good steward of yourself and like make sure to guard your heart, but also like be somebody's like refreshment when they like come home.
Be someone's honey.
Be somebody's honey today. If you've never done that, try it. We actually love honey. We go through a lot of honey.
Yeah, like a lot more than what
we're big yogurt girls. Like we have a yogurt bowl every single day.
Every day.
With lots of honey and lots of granola.
And if it's not yogurt, it's milk, and I'm still adding honey to it. So.
That is true. Do you have any last thoughts?
I'm just gonna say, make sure that you prioritize spending time with the Lord and allow that time that you spend with him to just overflow into your friendships and relationships, and be patient in the waiting season if you're waiting for a Christ-like friendship, because Mac is an answered prayer for me as well, and
ditto,
I never thought it would happen, but it did. So again, the Lord's timing is perfect and he knows best, and he's just preparing you as he's also preparing your best friend or whatever relationship is to come.
Hey guys, thank you so much for listening today. Aubrey will definitely be on in the future. Let me know if you guys think that she should just be a automatic co-host.
What if they're like, no?
Yeah, just let us know in the comments. It can be yes or no or maybe. We'll take all three.
Maybe like every once in a while.
But don't like hurt her feelings or anything, because that would be Okay guys, we love you.
It was so fun. Bye.
Bye. Come back for episode 7.